What's up, people? The Lightning and the Stars took the ice to battle for the last two games. They had a home and home over the last 3 days, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the upcoming games and a whole lot more. It's me and Weldon tonight. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, sir?
Not much. How are you?
I'm fan-friggin-tastic. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Long day of doing photography.
Well, thank you for coming on to the show.
Not a problem. So, what do you want to talk about?
We had 2 games in 3 nights, right?
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
a busy little schedule there for just a bit.
Dude, I could not do that. First off, before we start discussing those games, that would make my head spin.
Oh, wait till it's 5 games in 7 nights or something like that, and it gets rough.
Mm. They shellacked the Lightning 8-1. Took a day off, came back, and got shut out. Did they pour out all their energy into the first game against the Lightning, or what happened?
The Lightning played better. the it was not for lack of effort. I mean, I don't know if you watched the game, if you watched all of it. It wasn't like other games that I've seen the Stars play where they kind of sit back and they halfway skate and and then they get a couple of shots on net. No, this was a good contested game. I mean, Vasilevsky was embarrassed. I as long as I've followed that guy, I don't think I've ever seen him get beat up that bad.
That was pretty brutal.
I mean, that was kind of like the night that Jake kind of got lit up. Where he couldn't stop a beach ball, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, when Vasilevsky's on his game, the whole team can be playing crappy, and he'll steal the game. Plain and simple. I mean, he's that good. I mean, that's why he's won the Vesna. You know,
That's true. So
they they had some good shots. I mean, Sagan and Duchesne had 3 amazing combos between the two of them, and they just couldn't elevate it high enough to get it over his pads. You know, so this one I wouldn't say, and I've seen this the write ups from Heika and some of the other ones. Oh, they got struck 4 times by the Lightning, and kind of running the team down. And no, this was not a lack of effort game. This is just they ran into Vasilevsky. Thank God we don't play him all the time. So,
Ugh.
you know,
I couldn't even imagine the Stars being in that division, dude. Oh my.
Well, the sad thing is, I mean, Tampa's kind of one of the weak teams in that division right now. They're a mid-pack team. You know, they're not they're not a hot team right now.
Nah, they'll heat up again. They usually do.
So, it's just, one of those deals. But I mean, everything that they did Saturday afternoon just worked out for them. You know, every single thing that they did worked out perfectly.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and you can't really get that kind of luck all the time.
yeah,
So
I mean, I think they played well. They couldn't get anything by him. You know, when they finally did get a power play, you know, they even like Razor was saying, they're not getting the power plays that they should. So, yeah, the power play is fresh because they're not getting, overworked, but they're not getting a lot of game time practice on it, because they just can't get a power play.
mm, that's crazy. We've talked about the officiating, you and I, before too.
Yeah. I mean,
That should make you go,
I mean, I like when they let them play. I don't like he touched him on the hands. Let's call him for slashing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm more for okay if he did it, then penalize him for it.
Yeah,
But if it's just a little ticky tacky, clip on the hands or you know something like that. No, I don't need a penalty every 5 minutes, to make the game exciting. Because all
yeah.
that does is it slows it down. It really does.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So
Gotta have, if you're gonna call penalties too, you need to call it the same way.
yeah, you got to
Both
call it
teams.
both ways.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve. Like, I don't care about the penalties. Much like you, I really don't care. You know, if one's called, then it needs to be called the rest of the game for both teams that exact way.
Yeah,
And that bugs me to no end if it is not called that way.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean that's my only gripe. It really is. I knew that when Tampa played them the second time, I knew something was gonna happen, and I think it. I kind of laughed about it on social media, which you caught up to
yeah,
and commented on. I was just like, yeah, well, I kind of saw that coming.
yeah, yeah.
Now they've got.
It's just a bad deal that I don't like refs getting involved in games unless it's absolutely necessary. Let the players play. Now, if it gets out of hand and players are taking liberties on each other, yeah, then you shut it down. But,
Hmm.
you know, some of these were, I mean, what was there? Two, two for Tampa last night, one for Dallas, I think it was. I don't,
That's it.
I don't, remember.
Holy
I
cow!
don't think it was that many. Let me look it up right quick. I don't recall it being that many, power plays. So
Man, they were just playing like pond hockey then. Holy cow!
yeah, yeah.
Kind of refreshing in
So
that regard.
Lindell got So they got two power plays, one on Delandria and one on Lindell, and two. So it's two aside. You know. So that I mean that's fair. I don't remember what Stamkos and Braden points were. But I mean, one of them was a power play for 6 seconds. You know,
6 seconds.
you know, because one of them, because remember it was early in the game, and I think it was, Tampa got a power play, and then I don't remember if it was Stamkos or Point. got a penalty, so Tampa had a 6-second power play.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, but I mean, I'm not always going to scream it's always the refs or anything. I mean, I think they played hard last night. They looked like they were playing hard. They looked like they were getting shots on net. I mean, you know, I think what they have 11 or 12 shots in the first period. I don't remember what they were afterwards.
Dang, really?
So
I didn't actually check into the game until late. I had other stuff I had going on, and not only that, the app wasn't working. Go figure. So,
yeah,
I missed a lot of the game, and I checked in, and it was like 3-0 or something,
yeah.
some mess. I said, okay, yeah, no, this game's over.
Well, I mean, even when it was 2-0, I mean, they were still getting quality looks. You know, so
You got to park a bus or a tank in front
well,
of
and that's
Vasilevsky
and
there.
that's what it was. I mean, they were getting, Pavs was getting down, in front of the net, and you know, but they couldn't get anything by Vasilevsky, you know.
Yeesh.
Um, and even the one goal that what was it, Cicerelli got. There was no way Jake was going to stop that one because him and Pavs were battling in front of the net, and it was either Pavs was going to get a stick on it or Cicerelli was going to get a stick, and he managed to chop it over, you know, and slid right through the 5-hole on Jake, while he's trying to, square up to it. So,
Oh,
he
that.
didn't take any, as I would say, bad, no one broke in on him and it'd be like, oh, you should have had that. They were
Yeah.
all, they were all good quality shots, you know. So
Well, that's good. What positive from Tampa Bay can we carry into Florida tomorrow?
they just got to continue to skate hard, you know. And I don't, and like I said, I've read some of the people's things that they're skating like crap, or it's the whole, oh, this team has no heart and blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, they just pounded them 8-1, you know, still haven't lost more than I think 2 games in a row. I'm correct, you know.
That's wild.
So, you know, I don't, I'm not going to get too upset that they lost 4-0. I mean, it's going to happen,
Yeah.
you know.
It was bound to happen. They selected Tampa Bay 8-1.
Yeah. And last night was a big night in Tampa because it was Hedman's 1,000th game, which
Mm,
which that's so hard to believe that he's been around for 1,000 games now, you know.
that is crazy.
But so it was a big night for them. It's kind of like when we've had our big nights here, other than the Zubov night, I think we've done pretty well on, our special nights and stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, you almost think that, or maybe not you, but I almost think that like a special night almost equals a win,
yeah, or
except for like, go ahead.
you hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. There was one that the Stars tried to do. I can't remember what it was. Was it Madonna? It was something that I thought was going to be real big, and it blew up in their face.
Well, the Zubov night blew up in their face because I think we
That's
got beat like 4 or 5-1 or something like that. I mean, they just looked bad.
that's the one. Thank you. Yeah. Um. So yeah, there's that. I mean, at least there's not going to be one that I know of anyway against Florida. And when you look at Florida, dude, these two teams are almost mirror images of
Oh
each
yeah,
other. Have you seen this?
yeah.
14-6-3 for the Stars, 14-8-2 for the Panthers. Are you kidding me? Dude, they are mirror images. Second in the Central, second in Atlantic. 17.5 on the power play for Florida, and Dallas is 22.1. Okay. So that's where there's a little difference. This is going to be another tight game.
Yeah, I think this is. I think this will be a tight game.
That's crazy. And then, according to this, Duchesne, Robertson, and Rupe Hintz are going to be players to watch because they both have, or all three have, at least 2 points against the Panthers in their last whatever amount of games. Let's see. Rupe Hintz has posted 3 goals in his last 3 games against the Panthers. Duchesne has 2 goals in his last 2 games against the Panthers.
Okay.
And then Robertson has tallied 8 goals and 11 points in his last 8 games against the Panthers. So, wow. So the top line looks like it's going to be a factor, as is Matt Duchesne.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, Duchesne he's becoming a factor anytime him and Sagan are on the ice.
True.
Those guys are just clicking. And they were talking about it the other night that this is becoming almost as good, if not better, than the Avenger line.
Oh.
You know, because I mean, if you look at it, we've got 3 solid lines that can score because there's not a ton of difference between top player and the top 9 of all those players.
That's nuts.
Because you've got Robertson, Robo, Pavs, just doing their thing, and then you've got Jamie and Wyatt, and then Sagan and Duchesne. So
what are you thinking about Duchesne now? Like, are you liking him? Is he a surprise to you?
I like it. He's always been one of the guys I enjoyed watching, even from the time that he got drafted into Colorado.
Yeah.
I think he kind of got a crap deal when he went to, what was it, Ottawa, and then he played well in Nashville. I think he burned us several times when he played in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
He's a talented player. I hope when it comes time to do a re-sign, I hope he gives a friendly deal. Kind of like Pavs is doing, and because he said it's not about the money anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, considering he's making $10 million this year, I'm sorry, I could live on $10 million for the rest of my life and live very comfortably, as I think most of us could.
Right.
So
that would at least pay off your house and your bills. I mean, what next?
That could pay a lot of things off and never have to worry about it again.
$10 million. That dude could play here for free if he wanted to. Yeah. Holy moly!
Well, I mean, you figure he's playing for us for $3 million. So
that's like bargain basement type.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah. And he's putting up numbers like he should be paid pretty soon.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's still putting up numbers that he's going to easily be able to command probably between $4 and $7 million. I mean, granted, his age is going to, kind of factor into things, but I mean, everybody said that when Pavs first came here, oh, he's too old. He's washed up. Look at his numbers in San Jose. They haven't been that great. And now you talk to anybody in the stands, they can't live without Pavs on the ice.
Right.
And I think he's going to be 40 in July.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's
You know,
crazy.
I mean, I would keep signing the man to 1 year deals if he'll stay with it. You know,
Amen to that.
you know.
Keep him, keep him till he's Yarmir Yager's age.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow!
As long as he's still producing, because he's producing in smart ways. He's not
Mhm.
out skating guys. He's not in there beating and banging in the corners and abusing himself. He's a smart player. He's and if you think about it, Jamie has kind of done the same thing. Jamie's not as physical as he used to be.
Right.
So he's playing smarter, you know, and he's still producing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true.
they're smarter, not harder. You know,
Yep.
you don't abuse your body, you don't get beat up, you don't take that risk of injury, unless you run into Matt Dumba on the ice and get knocked out, you know. So, you know,
That image just replayed in my head from last season. Thank you.
it's just I think he could play another few years for us, you know. As long as he continues to, give friendly deals, I've got no problem with him. So,
That's my thing. Like, I know we're not even close to that time yet, but I really like the way this team is heading, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it.
oh my
Like,
God.
something about this team feels like it could be big, you know?
Oh my God. Do you like the way our team is right now?
I like where our team is at. Hey, hey. I
You
I've told
quoted
you
Mr. Nil. Oh my
I
God.
I did. And that statement drives me nuts too, but no. I'd love to have him on this show and just talk to him as much as I could, or sidebar of some kind. I want to know what it's like, man. That's so crazy what he can pull off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a very talented, smart man. He's got some really, really good people working around him, So
Which leads me to believe that he ain't gonna take all the credit. He's gonna
oh
give it to his other people too.
no. And I mean, and even when he does decide to step away, I think the guy that's making and helping make the contracts right now,
Hmm.
I think that's going to be our next GM. I think Janko is going to be the next GM.
That's wild.
Because for the amount of time that he's worked with and under Jim Nill, he's being taught the business the right way.
Hmm.
So so
Kind of like how people learn around Joe Pavelski. They're
yeah,
being taught the right way.
yeah,
Crazy.
and that's just the way you've got to learn it. And you know, as much as I want the two kids that are tearing it up down in Cedar Park right now up here, I I don't want to mess with the chemistry of the team right now.
Right. I see your point.
You know,
It's like a
Uh,
puzzle.
because if you looked at bringing them up, who gets jockeyed around? Because you're not going to be able to keep them on the same line together. You know,
True.
so it's like, where would they go? Where would they fit? You know, so because you're not going to bring those two talented of kids up and go, okay, you're going to play on the third line. You're going to go play with Foxa, or you're going to go play with Smith or Steele, or something like that. You know, they've got to have their own little young hot shot to work with. Which possibly could be Wyatt when those two kids come up. I say kids because and Wyatt's the same age as both of those guys. You know, so,
That is crazy.
you know the the Stars' future is very, very bright. So
Gotta grab us some shades.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to. As long as our goalie stays healthy, And somebody the other night, I was on Facebook and I was talking to back and forth with somebody about this, and they're like, "Oh, how long do we hold on to Wedgwood?" And I'm like, "I think this would probably be Wedgwood's last year." I said, "Because if the guys down in Cedar Park are playing that good," I said, "I think you have a rookie goaltender come up next year. Whether it be Murray or Thompson or whoever, and start learning the ropes." So,
Yikes.
but so it'll be interesting.
Yes, sir. It will indeed.
You know.
Crazy how much talent this team has.
Yeah.
And you have guys like Bork and Stankoven just waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
Like, just come on. Let's go. Patiently waiting.
Yep. Well, I think right now, I don't remember where I read it, that they were the two leading the AHL in scoring right now.
Oh, no. That is. Wow. That's. I mean, it's shocking, but it's not.
Yeah.
That's like something I would have hoped wouldn't happen, because that would tell me they need to be brought up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But uh-oh. Could you bring them up? Well, I mean, this is kind of a stupid like football mentality, but could you bring them up maybe to give somebody a rest towards the end of the season? Like if they're banged up or something, you think?
Well, if they're banged up, but the thing is, we've got to have the cap space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. So you'd still have to work on getting a contract out of there
Yeah.
or two or whatever.
I'll take that back. They are tied. Logan Stankoven leads the league in scoring 14 goals, 12 assists for 26 points. And Bork has 7 goals and 19 assists in 19 games.
Holy cow.
So you can see right there, one of them's the setup man, the other one's the finisher.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. Well, I wonder who goes and how they get brought up.
it's going to have to be somebody getting hurt. They're not going to just bring them up just to bring them up.
I was thinking permanently, not when somebody gets hurt.
Well, then someone has to go.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought about those two. I know there's a lot of hype surrounding them. Obviously, it's well worth it because they're leading and tying and or tied in scoring,
Yeah.
right? Um wow. If I was somebody like Smith or, Foxa, not Foxa, Steele, one of those two.
Yeah,
Maybe even
that's
Delangelo.
who I look for it to be. I look for one of those two guys to be used as trade bait. You know.
You gotta believe that if they keep going at that pace, something's gonna happen this year.
Yeah.
That would be kind of stupid to keep them down there if they're rocking it that way. It really would.
Yeah, but I mean it's not always a given that that they're going to come up here and light it up.
True.
It took Rope a couple of times of going back and forth, but before he finally got it in his head that okay, this is the way I have to play all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so and then you look at who was it, Dickinson. He scored really well down there. And then he got up here and he was, yeah, just kind of mediocre. You know, he had his flashes of scoring and everything, but you know, nothing like what he was down there.
I had a lot of hope for him too.
I
I
did
wanted to
too.
see
I
him
mean,
good.
I really really liked his play, and and everything. And then of course he was just a really nice guy, and his wife was really really nice. We sat and talked to her one day at practice for like 20 minutes,
Oh wow.
just because she was sitting there with their German Shepherd, and we started talking about dogs, and I'm like, "Who are you here watching?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm here watching my husband practice," and I'm like, "Who are you married to?" You know, so. And she told us, and I was like, "Oh, cool." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Jason's a really nice guy, and I said he's one of the players that we like to watch." I said he's really nice. He comes out and talks to fans and everything. And so she's like, "Yeah." She said he's very appreciative of what he has. So which that's good. That's nice to hear young players say that. You know,
Hmm.
because I mean, that they've got to know that it can be taken away in an instant. You know, a bad
Yep.
hit or a bad injury or something like that, and your career's done. So,
Hmm.
it's nice to hear that, he's appreciative of what he has. So,
Right. You don't even hear that from the other players at all.
yeah,
Really? Like
unless they're a superstar, most of the time you never hear that. So,
crazy.
but
So, other than Florida, man, we've got a couple other games that look to be really interesting. What are you feeling on them? Anything? Should we be concerned about Florida in your eyes?
Florida's going to be tough, because they've beat some good teams. Um, so
Florida
Florida,
is
I
actually
would
pretty good.
Florida, I would worry about a little bit. If they're not on their game, you know, they could very well take an L on this one. You know, because Bobrovsky gets hot. He's another one that we've had problems with.
Uh huh.
Even
That's true.
from his time in Columbus. You know,
Of all places.
yeah. Well, that's when Columbus was still, kind of worth the crap.
Oh,
You know,
isn't it kind of funny how they've had a little bumpy road though?
yeah. Now, hell, now a D1 college could beat Columbus.
Oh, you mean the Coyotes?
Oh no, I was thinking more like Michigan or something like that.
Oh, okay. I stand correct.
So,
Dang. Yikes. I'm frozen. Uh-oh. There we go. That was creepy. Um, this says players to watch. Joe Pavelski was held off the scoreboard for the first time in 9 games Monday night against the Lightning. Prior to Monday's game, Pavelski logged 12 points, 6-6 in 9 games, including a 3-point performance, 1-2 against the Lightning on Saturday.
yeah,
23 games into the season, Pavelski has been held off the score sheet only 6 times and leads Dallas with 11 goals and 24 points.
yeah.
So I wonder if he's going to have a breakout game again and remind everybody just who he is.
He
I don't know
could.
why I'm tongue tied. I'd like to see that because we were just talking about that. Like he's showing no signs of slowing down.
No, no, he's definitely not showing any signs of slowing down. Um, so I
Maybe he,
I think he could. I think he could easily have a breakout game, and and do some good things.
yeah, me too. I'm excited. I That might be why I'm getting tongue tied so quick or so bad because I did miss that last little bit or the first little bit, I guess, of the last Tampa Bay game, and it's just like I can't believe I missed it, but I had to. And I looked at the 4-0 score. I laughed at it, knew it was coming, but at the same time, I'm going, oh crap.
Yeah.
What does that mean for Florida? I'm always going to be that mindset. Oh crap, here we go.
Yeah.
But look at this active streaks versus opponents. Essa Lindell has 1-2 and 3 games played. Robertson has 2-1, 3 and 2 games played. Jamie Benn is 1-2, which is obviously 3 and 2 games played. Hey, I can math. Delandria has 3 points in 2 games played.
That's that college.
Duchesne.
That's that college education for you.
I know, right?
And
I'm
you had
so
to
proud.
add.
I'm so proud. Just don't get me in a freaking X and Y and yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. The alphabet needs to stay out of numbers.
And this is why I love having you on this show right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe Duchesne and Johnston might factor into this.
It
I
could.
hope.
They very well could.
Ooh. What if they just light them up for another like 6-goal start or whatever it was versus Tampa in the first period? What was that? Was it 4?
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, that's how you shut down Florida right there. Just come out guns blazing.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought against Tampa Bay that first game that they were going to put up 10.
Yeah, the way that they were playing, and even granted, in the third period, I think they backed off. Because they seemed like they started playing a little more. Dump the puck in, y'all come through us. And which that kind of play always scares the crap out of me,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Same.
with the firepower that they have. They can score in bunches just like we can. So
Barkov and all those guys. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Ekblad.
yeah. So and
This is,
they've got their defense back now. So because they were missing some people there for a little while.
yeah. I haven't figured out who's in net for Florida for tomorrow. But now that you got me thinking about Bobrovsky,
Yeah,
I'm a little worried.
not even sure who their I'm not sure who their backup is.
I don't remember. Yes, preparation is key, ladies and gentlemen. I know, but
'Cause I don't know if no. We've beat this guy quite a bit. Anthony Stolars, the old Corpus Christi Ice Ray.
oh, he's from Corpus Christi, no joke.
Yeah, he played for the Ice Rays.
That's awesome. And then Minnesota as
He's
well.
Philadelphia, Edmonton, Philly, Anaheim, Florida.
Oh.
He was drafted by Philly. He was drafted uh, second round. So,
And he's been around. Jeez.
yeah, he's been around 7 years now, man. And he's a big boy too. He's 6'6", 243 pounds. American-born goalie. So
With a name like Stolars, that's American? Are you serious?
yeah, he's from Edson, New Jersey. So there's some Italian in him, or something.
Not gonna go into what I was thinking just then.
Yeah, he's part of the mafia. I know you wanted to say it.
Are you in my head?
What's funny is one of the guys that I used to hang out with down in Corpus when we'd go to the Ice Ray games.
Mm-hmm.
That was his billet family.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's kind of cool. I asked him not long ago when he was here in Dallas, and I was like, I said, "Have you heard from him lately?" And he's like, "I haven't heard from him in probably 4 years." And I was like, "Wow."
Oh,
He's like, he doesn't call us. We don't, reach out to him too much anymore. You know, he said he reached out to him a couple of times, to go watch him play or something like that. And he said, but you know, after about 5 years, he said we don't reach out to him anymore. So you know, we don't want to. He said that we don't want to seem like we're just bugging him for tickets or something like that. So, but
that sucks because, what if it's the other way around? You're the guy that wants them to realize that they're not forgotten.
yeah,
I mean, there's a better way I could have said that, and I'm kind of at a loss for words, but, he should reach out to them
yeah.
because they did that. That sucks.
So
I do get it, though. You get busy, life goes on, whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, Stolar sounds like the guy that we need to have in their net.
could be. I don't know. So
Just off of all that, I would rather have Stolar as a net for them than Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky.
That man can win a game all on his own.
Yeah, he can be he can be dangerous. So
How many times have we seen Bobrovsky against Robertson? Otter.
I don't know. Probably a handful of times.
That's something we'll find out probably tomorrow during the game.
Yeah.
Um, that has me kind of curious. Like, I wonder how they stack up, records and such,
Yeah.
compared to each other. Interesting.
Well, and it makes me wonder if they'll use Otter tomorrow night or if they'll go Wedgwood and use Otter on the second half of a back to back because
Oh,
they're going to want Otter to start against Vegas on Saturday.
yeah, you got
Or
to
do
be
you
real careful.
go Otter tomorrow night, Wedgwood against Washington, and then that gives Otter 2 days off um, to go against Vegas again?
Mm.
Decisions. Like we've said before, would hate to be the coach.
I'd hate to be anybody in charge of that. My gosh, anybody. Well, I mean, okay, so Washington's going to be a pretty big win, I would say, if they can pull it off, because then you could carry that momentum into Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But the goalie play doesn't necessarily revolve around team play, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No.
Like, like we do have some goalies that can steal the game, I believe. So, but I mean, like for Wedgwood, I would hope and I would think they play the same way they do with Ottinger. Just
Yeah.
give it their all, really.
Well, it seems like they've started to play that way a little more. That they're more trusting in him.
Mm-hmm.
So because
I got this.
at times they when he first got here that
Uh-huh.
they would almost overplay to protect him.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was about to say. I almost feel like when he first got here, they felt like they had to babysit him,
Yeah.
overplay to protect him, like you just said, and then the chips fall wherever they will.
Yeah.
And the other night, who was it he played against? They beat him 4-1.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a major blank, and I was just gonna mention that you get games like that from Wedgwood too.
Oh yeah.
New York. New York.
No, it was, no, we beat New York.
Mm-hmm. He was in net for them too, I think.
Yeah.
That was the game that actually shocked me. That's why, I mean, I couldn't remember exactly what team it was, but I knew it was a big market team like that.
Yeah.
Because New York, when I think of New York, I think of the time that Kreider kind of got dirty and, Bishop was in net, I believe,
Yeah.
and somebody bowled into him or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. That
remember
was,
that.
yeah. The New York game is when they won 6-3.
Oh, it was okay. That wasn't. Who was it?
But Wedgwood was in net that night.
Maybe that was it then. He just caught me off guard with how he played in one of those games. I can't remember which one it is now. One of them was New York, but it was just like, okay, he has it in him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm one of those guys that, if you can trade Wedgwood to bring up Matt Murray, go for it, honestly. But, I mean,
Never mind. Never mind.
Oh.
Forgot you're not in this feed. Can you see it?
No.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be Dallas Stars related, so I jumped on it. Nope. I don't know, man. They got to play carefully, though, against Florida because Washington and then Vegas coming up. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to play solid defense and then still play with the defense jumping up into the play. I mean, Harley has been amazing so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
He has really surprised me, because when he was here at the beginning of last season in preseason, I was like, okay, this kid's okay, he can skate and everything, but his first pass would always seem like it would get picked off or blocked or something, and now he's corrected those mistakes and
Mm-hmm.
is playing solid. Now he's jumping up into the play, you know. So
Yeah.
and he's doing
That's
and he's doing it like a former Dallas Stars goaltender that everybody griped about, you know. Now, granted, he's a little bigger and a little more solid, so he can definitely lay the body you know, with some of our big forwards. So,
I feel like that's what we need. We need more hitting.
well, I mean, our hitting is, I mean, we're hitting this year. I mean, guys are finishing their checks. I just don't want guys to go hit just to go hit and then get
Yeah,
out of place and get burned.
right. They're gonna have to do something different though against Vegas because what is that? 2 games with them already, 2 overtime losses.
Yeah.
Like this next stretch, next 3 games, gonna be huge.
So
And I say they're gonna be huge because of the way the team is going anyway.
yeah,
Like there's been years past where it's just like, okay, we got 3 games. If they lose 3, I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah,
But I feel like if they can get these next 3, it's gonna build up to something, and they might actually go nuts. Who knows?
yeah.
But I mean, Florida just how do you beat them? Like,
Straight on outplay them. We've beaten Florida before. I mean, we've beaten them with. Pretty sure we've beaten them with Kachuk there.
yeah, we have.
So
I just read the stat on it too, and then I closed out the window.
we've
I'm
we've
dumb.
we've made Kachuk cry. So
Yeah, we.
that's always a good thing. You know?
Okay, Weldon's not gonna let him live that
Oh
down.
no, I've never, and I will never delete those screenshots of of him with his head in his hands and trying to pull his hair out, and you know those were just classic.
So that might be how you beat Florida right there. Just gotta rile them up just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you start playing him physical, and you're beating and banging on him, he turtles up. He won't fight. He won't fight Jamie. He won't fight Delandria. You know,
This is Keith Kachuk's kid.
yeah. Now Brady, on the other hand, Brady's the more nasty. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're both douchebag players. I don't like either one of them, but yeah. Um,
Brings back childhood memories.
oh yeah.
Never did like their dad either.
No, I never was a huge Kachuk fan. I mean,
um,
I love what they did for the game in St. Louis. I mean, because they did bring a lot of people into, um, a lot of American talent, and starting, getting the youth in behind in USA hockey out of St. Louis.
yeah,
So they did some good things for the future of the game. So,
yeah.
but,
Ugh, Kachuk.
but
That that.
should be very interesting.
Well, we can hope. I'm a little nervous after 4-0, but you know,
Oh, you never know. I mean, you know, Stars could come out pissed off, like how the Lightning were after getting embarrassed. That's
true.
that's only our second. What is it? Second shutout that we've had. First one
Oh yeah,
was Vancouver.
yeah.
So
Do you feel like they're the same bipolar team we've had for the last handful of years? Like where they play inconsistent and that's the only thing consistent about them? Or do you think they're getting rid of that?
I think they're getting rid of that. I don't think they're the bipolar team that we used to have.
Mm. It's hard for me to get out of that mindset. Like, I don't know what's coming. No boy, you know?
Yeah.
But Florida, Washington, and Vegas. Three very important games. Well, if you do it right anyway, could lead to some big momentum heading into Vegas.
Yeah. Well,
Then you
they've got to get momentum going into Vegas.
mm-hmm. What of those games are you curious about the most, or most excited about rather?
Just the defense starting to lock it down again. Kind of how they played that first 10 games. I mean, we were really really tough to play against. They
Mm-hmm.
started locking down games. You know, and not necessarily the same way that they used to kind of lock them down, where it's throw the puck in and make them skate through us. You know, they were still playing aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I still don't think we've seen the best that the defense can play. So,
Oh, you don't think that
no,
they've
I
played the
no, I
best?
still don't think that we've. Uh,
What?
so
Yikes. Okay, well, I mean, right here, Florida is. We swept them last year,
yeah.
according to this email. So, I mean, this is a good place to start. Locking people down right here.
So what is Florida's uh, power play and penalty kill?
Power play and penalty kill. Florida is power play is 17.5%.
And
Penalty
ours,
kill is 81.7. Huh?
what is ours?
Ours is power play 22.1, penalty kill 88.8.
Yeah, because we're still what, top 3 penalty kill in the league, right?
Yeah, give or take.
So
I don't have the exact stats on that one.
probably at least top 5.
So they're right there with us then.
And
Ish.
penalty kill.
If I'm not mistaken, 81.7. Oh, I looked at the wrong line. Never mind.
81 to 88 is pretty big jump.
Hey man, you get the point whatever in there somewhere. Then it starts to get dicey to me. Cause like you can have 88.9 and then somebody else be 88.8 and then I don't know. Forget it.
Yeah. That's just saying you're very, very close. So
And I can't handle numbers to save my life. Yep, that's a fact.
so you were not a math major?
No, far from it. Communications. Imagine that.
Damn, you would have thought they'd fix that tongue tied problem.
Right? No, that's just the coffee wearing off. That's all that is. Oh, and yeah, I went into the management part of it too. I took sports management to start off because I was really curious. I wanted to know how a team was run, and
Oh, cool.
yeah. So, well, what else you got for me, sir?
Let's see what else we got. Oh, we can deviate a little bit.
Oh, as long as it stays on Stars hockey, we're good.
Oh, well, never mind then.
We'll have to deviate off microphone about anything else. We're not going to compare the Stars to the Cowboys. No.
Oh no, I wouldn't know. There is no comparison. Our
I did.
our guys can skate. Our guys can win playoff games.
Oh, but then they can get slapped around by. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm afraid of Vegas. I'll probably always be afraid of Vegas at this point.
Well, Vegas is proven to be human. You know, they're not just running through people anymore. They're getting beat around too. So, you know, let's see. What are we looking at here? Vegas is only 16-5-5. They've lost 5 overtime games.
That sounds familiar.
So, we're 14-6-3. Granted, they've opened their points lead back up on us again. They're back up to 6 points ahead of us.
That sucks.
So,
I mean, we could come close to catching them, and if we win the next.
Well, I mean, the only reason, hell, Colorado's lost 3 in a row. And they're only ahead of us by a point. So
Central Division's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight.
Central
again.
for like the top. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 32 points for Colorado, 24 points for Nashville. I mean, a lot of these teams are well within striking distance. Arizona's 4 points out of first place right now in the division. They're at 28. They're on a 5-game winning streak.
Arizona. Old arena-less, hometown-less Arizona.
They are 13-9. We're 14-6.
That is nuts.
They've got some good players.
Yeah, when you say it like that, I'm kind of pulling for them now. Give them a new arena. They're working for it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So,
Those poor guys playing in a college arena. Oh my gosh.
well, it's supposedly today that they made an announcement that they bought land to start an arena. It didn't say where in the article that I read,
Well, that's good.
but it's still in Arizona.
That's good. They should stay there because that's where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
Or that's where Bettman wanted them to be. However you want to look at that. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say, man. I don't have anything.
I think we're good for tonight. We'll see how these next two games go. And, I think, like I said, I think we see Otter tomorrow night, and then we see Wedgwood against Washington. And then,
Oh, that
and then Otter versus Vegas on Saturday.
gonna have to touch base on all of those when and if those happen because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend. So it's going to be a
Yes, sir.
busy weekend for me. So
Yes, sir.
least
All right,
at
man.
least there's no football in the way for right now. At least real football.
Real football.
Yeah, not that that league that's played over there in Arlington.
Over there.
The the Arlington Cowboys. Since they're technically not in Dallas.
Did you happen to see what I put all over social media when the Rangers won the World Series? I was like, all right, Rangers. They marched right by the stadium in that parade, right in the Cowboys stadium. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, that's gotta feel bad.
Well, they kind of just did their block, from what I understand. I didn't get to watch it, but
They were right by the stadium. I'm picturing Jerry Jones looking out those big old doors, going, "Oh crap."
yeah. So, well, at least the Longhorns showed them how to win a championship in their stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's gotta hurt too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Then you think of all those high school kids, showing them how to win a championship, state championship in their arena, or stadium. Most of those kids weren't alive when Dallas won their last Super Bowl. Were you alive when they won their last Super Bowl?
Yes, I was. What? When did they win? 96.
I don't know. Something like that, mid 90s.
I was somewhere in the range of 8 to 11 when they won their.
So you were just a wee little lad there.
Yep, that sucks. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're almost 50 now, so
Hey, no, none of that.
don't let him lie to you folks. He's really old.
My shoulders feel like they're really old. Stop it.
So, but
Oh.
yeah, so no good football until come January 1st, and so see if our Longhorns can win two more games. So,
did you know they have a hockey team?
They have a club team. I've actually gone to see them play down in, I think it was Cedar Park. We were there for a game, and then A&M and Texas played afterwards. So it's not an NCAA official or organized. It's just guys that play hockey. So,
well, that sucks. We need to grow hockey in Texas.
yeah. I mean, with the amount of high school kids that we have playing here, because every time that I'm at schools, working with seniors and everything, and and I'm talking to the kids and everything, and I've met two or three kids that play for, these Dallas elite teams, and or the Dallas Stars elite, or whatever their names are. And I met one kid last year at McKinney High School that he was up for, what is it, the draft in the Quebec Major Juniors. I guess they draft their kids or something like that, because that's where he was going to go play this next year and finish his school out.
Wow, that's wild.
So he's like, yeah, he said, I'm hoping to be in the NHL someday, and I was like, hey, wish you the best of luck. I said, I've, done photos of several kids that are playing in college right now. I said, so, hey, maybe one day I'll say, hey, I, took this kid's senior picture, you know?
That's so cool.
Yeah. But,
All right.
but yeah, hockey's growing in Texas. And, and the Stars make a point to, when the seasons are finished for the high school kids, they bring in the kids and recognize them, the top players in the, in the high school leagues and stuff like that. And with the amount of rinks that are going up, so, you can only grow the game. Granted, it's more expensive than any ball and stick sport, but, it's becoming comparable to, travel baseball and travel softball and, travel basketball. They those sports don't have the equipment that the other one, that hockey does, but, you know, some of these kids that, they travel all over the country during the summertime to go play. My cousin is now playing it for the Florida Gators as a softball player, and
Nice.
she traveled all over the country to tournaments and to college exposure, tournaments and things like that. And that's how she got discovered. So, nowadays it's, at least for softball, baseball, things like that, it's not playing for the school anymore. It's not like football. Um, you know, they go play at college exposure tournaments, and I'm sure that's kind of how the hockey is.
Mm-hmm.
They go play up in Minnesota or Colorado or wherever, and you know get the college coaches to notice them, and there you go.
That's awesome.
So,
Huh.
but yeah, so I hope high school hockey continues to grow like it is, and you know, and grows the game even more in Texas, and you know, so
Yeah, me too. We when we moved down here from Oklahoma my sophomore year, I found out that the school that I landed at here had a hockey team, and that blew my mind. That's the
yeah,
first time I've ever heard of hockey in high school.
yeah. Where did you
That's
go to high school?
Flower Mound.
Okay, yeah, yeah. They've got, from what it sounds like, a pretty big following of hockey and everything there.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's crazy. Like I had no idea.
yeah. See, like I work in Mansfield a lot. I know that they have a rink. I haven't ever, asked any kids over there if they have, you know, semi-organized teams, or if there's, select teams playing out of Mansfield. I'm sure they do to get their own hockey rink over there. So,
That's awesome.
but it's like there's going to be a new one going up in Flower Mound, so
That's awesome. I love it.
as long as the Stars keep building them, the kids are going to keep playing.
True. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's a baseball thing.
Oh yeah, that's a baseball thing, but it's more fun with hockey. It's not quite like watching paint dry. So I hate watching baseball on TV. It is absolutely the most boring sport in the world to watch on TV.
My sister and her boyfriend invited me to a Rangers game in 2010, right? I said, all right, let's go. You know what I did? I didn't watch the baseball game at all. I took my nephew and we roamed the stadium, and we even went to the pro shop just to see
Oh
what
yeah.
was up. But we didn't watch the game at all.
You know,
Yeah.
we've lived here for since 2014, and we've been to one baseball game. That was only because, and that was just this last year. So they were playing good. Um, my wife's nephew and wife came into town, and they're like, oh, they're big baseball fans, and they're trying to go to all the different baseball stadiums and everything. So they wanted to go to the Rangers game, and so we went, and I mean, it was nice. It was fun. I can watch it more at the game than I can on TV. So,
hmm Makes sense.
because, it's just, like I said, it's boring after, I played for 10, 11 years, from time I was little till I was like, 15, 16 years old. And it was, I love playing it, but yeah, it's just boring. I try to sit there and pick the sport apart, and it's like, okay, I'm not that good, but I can still recognize what's going on, and where they made mistakes, and you know so but
That's awesome.
unlike hockey that I can't play at all, I can barely skate, so I'm just in awe of watching these guys do it and going, damn, how do they do that? You know all I can do is tell them, shoot the damn puck more. Yeah, quit passing, looking for that pretty pass. Especially when you're not at home. You don't have a crowd to impress. Just score a goal.
Amen to that. I've been there, done that too, every day.
That's like even the game last night. There was a pass that came to Miro, and I just knew he was going to tee it up and hammer it, and he passed it. I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, y'all are already losing. Shoot the damn puck. You know.
See, that kind of goes into killer instinct to me.
Yeah.
Like they have a killer instinct, yes, but is it all the way there? No.
Well, it's like there were so many blocked shots last night. I think Tampa blocked almost 30 shots last night. I think it was
Jeez.
26, 27, somewhere in that range. They blocked a lot of shots. So they were shooting, they just weren't getting through. So it was just like, oh my god, you know.
I
But
mean, if you can continue to shoot, though, you
yeah,
can get everybody dropping.
yeah. Oh, they stung a few last night. They definitely. I forgot who it was that he caught one like mid thigh, and
Oh,
that one looked like it stung him.
oh
So,
no,
but
that's crazy. Well, all right, man. Yeah, predictions for Florida before we head off.
3-2 Dallas.
Ooh, who's your goal scorers?
Wyatt, I think Sagan will get one, and I think Pavs is going to start another streak.
I dig it. I'll second your 3-2. 3-1.
Okay.
We'll go Johnston, we'll go Pavs, and we'll go Rupe. And then I don't know why Barkov is kind of gnawing at the back of my brain, but I feel like Barkov's going to be the one goal.
Yeah, could be.
But
Because it seems like they've had a problem with those defensemen putting in those long shots and getting to it.
Mm. And you're going to see more of it tomorrow night. Or tonight, depending on when you're listening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, nice little fun stretch of games.
Yeah.
important to say the least.
Yeah. It's a important stretch of games. They need to get back into winning, get back into the rhythm of, scoring again. And, it was nice to see 8 goals, but I don't need to see that every night. So
Dried up real quick, didn't
yeah,
it?
dried up real quick, 2 nights later. So
All right, man. Well, I won't keep you any longer. So thank you for your time. And BS3 Network, we always got to thank you for your time on the site, letting us talk hockey. Thank you for letting my friends join the show. And on that note, Weldon, are we out of here?
we're out of here, man.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. And hopefully you'll come on again this week, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe
Go Stars.
maybe we can do something this weekend after the Vegas game on Saturday, maybe Sunday or something. And so,
Oh, heck yeah. I'm there.
All right, man. Well, you have a good rest of the week, and go Stars. We'll see if we can get 2 more wins. Then they come back home.
Can't wait. And yeah, you have yourself a good rest of your week as well.
All right.
And thanks again. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Go Stars.
Go Stars. See ya.
See ya.